we now enter into the NFT corner. Um, and
NFT Blitz.
oh god. So first of all, LimeWire is back, but because we can never have any nice things, LimeWire is just going to be an NFT marketplace.
Why? Because why not?
Yeah, we all remember like, well, we us
Like
us
we.
semi our us semi old youngins kind of remember LimeWire as being one of the ways you downloaded music before even YouTube to MP3. Before Real
Mm-hmm.
Player, there was LimeWire,
I used the shit out of LimeWire back in the day.
allegedly though, and yeah, LimeWire was kind of meant to, because back then people would torrent music, which was weirder than downloading it because someone else had to seed it or like have it on their computer
Mm-hmm.
and like let it be uploaded in order for it to be downloaded, in order to kind of sort of circumvent copyright laws at the time. Sounds good, didn't work. Everything changed since then, but it was such a convenient way of downloading music that Apple was like, hold on, let's do this later with iTunes, and
Yep.
Spotify was like, hold on, let's do this later with streaming, and the rest is
Yep.
history. So that convenience that LimeWire really brought to the game was really meaningful. But also, LimeWire made it so torrenting, it's this really weird process of like seeding files and like receiving them. LimeWire was a program that just made it easy to do. So you could just like open this program and search what you wanted and then download it, and you would already automatically start seeding that. And the more people who had it on their computers and were seeding it, the easier it would be to download, was kind of the idea. But also these were bandwidth hogs, and your internet service provider would always send you messages going like, dude, are you torrenting? Because it's straight against their policies now. But
Yep.
anyways, in May, LimeWire will relaunch, reading from Engadget, as a mainstream ready digital collectibles marketplace for art and entertainment, initially focusing on music. Its backers believe it will be a place for artists and fans to create and sell digital trinkets without the, quote, technical hurdles of the current NFT landscape. Which, I don't know. Like, on the one hand, I guess, like, people are going to be pushing the NFT thing always. And so if you make it more accessible for people to get in on whatever wealth can be created from this thing, sure. But I will still say that, like, the wealth being created for these things is not for, like, regular people. It's even worse than,
It's
like, the. Go on.
it's all like a giant crypto scheme.
It's even, I'd say it's worse than the, like, crypto speculating that happens, because
Oh yeah, yeah.
at least in crypto speculating, like, a regular person can get in and like start trading, and
Relatively.
maybe that's better, maybe that's worse, right? But like they can like get Bitcoin or whatever and get into it that same way. I don't encourage anyone to do this. It's like gambling. It's the reason it was kind of banned, because it's easy for companies to exploit this in the kind of system we have, economically speaking. But we wouldn't want to have, like, at least with NFT marketplace, it's just people who already have a lot of money giving that money to like other musicians, who's like, again, good for them to make money, but it's just not sustainable if it's like, this is just, it's only going to be like one avenue in which you make money is, oh, by the way, I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
randomly make some of my stuff non-fungible tokens, which the fungibleness or like the ability to recreate it is kind of questionable if I can just take a screenshot of it or whatever, or like record the sound.
Yeah. Yeah.
um the digital ownership is only worth as much as we say it is, and right now digital ownership doesn't have much of a meaning. It's going to take a long time for companies to make that kind of meaning, but people are definitely going to push it, like Snoop Dogg, who
Oh Lord.
is pulling multiple records, including Dr. Dre's The Chronic and Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style, and a lot of other classics from
How is he
Spotify.
pulling doggy style, dude? Like, come on now. That's your own record, dog.
Yeah. So it seems like he's gonna try to like turn the ownership of these projects into NFTs, which just again, it seems like so ridiculous to me.
It's yeah. It's very useless. It's annoying. These people who jump into the NFT space and whatnot, they don't know. It's so speculative. Like no one knows what's gonna happen with it, and it's such a niche thing too that not many people understand it. Like we barely do as is, and we have to report on it fucking weekly at this point. And we were one of the first people to really talk about it too, a few years ago. But within that, it's such a niche little market, niche little thing that it's not accessible to everybody.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
yeah,
And with all of that, like it's just it's now you're gonna look like an idiot when you do things like this. Like Snoop Dogg doing that with records now to try and push these NFTs and push these other things. Like it's just that's not going to be sustainable. Not going
Oh,
to be a good idea for your especially for a label.
it certainly will not age well. It's going to be kind of weird to look
No.
back on and like, oh, remember when Snoop Dogg temporarily took his albums off of things to allow people to own them? But again, that's what these are ultimately experiences for rich people. The idea that, oh,
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg, eventually some rich guy is going to buy an NFT. I'm not even going to talk about what this person looks like. I'm just going to assume they're a guy because, of course. And they're rich because, of course. But they're going to buy this Snoop Dogg Doggy Style NFT. They're gonna feel like, hey, I own Doggy Style. It's not on streaming services right now, and I have the digital token for it or whatever. And I paid $250,000 or whatever for this thing. I have it. It's mine. Look at me. And then, the that sort of like glitz will die off, and he'll always be able to say, I have the NFT of the album. But eventually, the album's gonna hit streaming services again, and that guy's not gonna cry or sue about it. We think. But like he's ultimately, I don't like what Snoop Dogg is doing in this case, but it's a play to the kind of people who have the kind of money, who are spending it, who'd be interested in these kinds of NFTs, who are old heads with a lot of money who want to be able to brag that they own something Snoop Dogg made, which seems a little racially tinged, but I won't get into it.